My name is Joe Lasley. I've lived in Meade County all of my life, and I graduated from Meade County High School in 1988. That makes me like 50-ish, my wife, she graduated from Meade County High School, so Shauna Lasley is my wife. She is the love of my life. We dated in high school. We've been married 29 years. I've got two wonderful kids. I've got a daughter who's 24 years old. She went to Kentucky Wesleyan, came back to Brandenburg. She's a graphic designer at Ship and Print right here in town. My son, Joseph Lasley, we call him Seth. He might be the wild card of the family because he lives in Lexington right now, so he's still kind of out and about. He's a junior at UK, so a lot of prayers go toward him to just kind of get his life going in the right direction and find his way in life, get through these studies, So we spend a lot of time in that. Yeah, so that's who I am. Man, the very first event, when it was out there being advertised, I knew I wanted to go to it. I was excited about it just because of the whole concept. The idea that, man, I've always been an advocate for the churches and the community to work together for an event. Me and my wife, we spent a little bit of time as youth leaders for a couple of churches, and that's one thing that we always try to do is get the youth groups together. So the idea that us coming together as men for Man Up, that's what was appealing to me. And I knew a ton of people that was coming, so I was excited to come. I like to eat. I like fellowship. Those are good. And I've heard some amazing testimonies, but for me, I think the thing I liked the best was praise and worship. You get hundreds of men together and we're singing together, and man, we sound pretty good. And it's kind of gave me some of those goosebumps or coat chill moments. And man, you could feel God's presence. We were lifting our voices up. Yeah, I think that was kind of the sweet spot for me. That's the part I liked the most. It really was. Well, I think if you just put the word out there, the idea that you just want to come together and fellowship, and the Bible tells us to kind of meet physical needs before we meet spiritual needs. So if you just have somebody that just wants to have somebody to hang out with, or to come have a meal or do that fellowship, get them in those doors. I guarantee you they will leave blessed. They're going to leave at a higher level than when they came in, because you just want to get them in the doors. So if you're out and about in the community and God's love shining through you, and they see you as somebody that they wouldn't mind hanging out with, or that even if you invite them, they maybe would want to come, just invite them, get them in the doors, whatever it takes. I get questions about my Man Up shirt all the time. 2 days ago, I was at Planet Fitness. A couple asked me, just kind of did, I like your shirt type deal. In the next 10 minutes, we were praying for each other. We were praying for each other's church, and I'm praying for his house to sell, and he's praying, I've got a house for sale. And it just because I was wearing the Man Up shirt. The idea that some of those Man Up events, I'm talking about when we were singing together, it wasn't 20 or 30 of us. We're talking about 300 or 400 people singing together. And it was really incredible. It really was. And it does. God shows up. We show up. It's a great time. And I tell you, Man Up to me, I think a lot of people question the shirt, but to me, it's kind of a call to action or a mantra. The whole idea of Man Up is for me to be better tomorrow than I was today, and to kind of step up, man up, do more, but in God's way. And that's different than what we might think in a worldly way, because, a lot of guys out there might like the name Man Up, but we do it God's way. I think that's being a better husband, and being a better husband might be loving your wife unconditionally, might be being a better father, and that means introducing your kids to Jesus. That might be being a better community leader, or in the workplace, just letting God's light shine through you. So Man Up, to me, you can't say Man Up without being challenged to do something, to move in a direction that God would have you to move in. And so, it means a lot. It really does. And it's evident by the people that's turned out at our events. It really has. Listen, anybody out there that's listening, if you even thought that you may want to go to a Man Up event, I encourage you to go out there. I want you to go to that event, just give it a chance, because you're going to leave there blessed. And the other thing that I mentioned too, being a better father, kids grow up too fast. I wish I'd poured more into my kids when they were younger, and once they become adults, it gets harder. And any of you guys out there, I just encourage you to just listen to where God's leading you. Be a better man, man up.